Peace. This is Start with the Star Rooms. Let your higher self lead. So, thank you to Archangel Michael for being here with us, cloaking, shielding, protecting, and severing any and all karmic ties with us at this time. May any and all negative energy being sent to us be banished. May anyone send in any energetic, spiritual, third eye, or crown chakra attacks. May that energy be transmuted into the highest vibrational frequency of white light, grounded in source, neutralized in the center of Gaia, and returned back to us for our highest good. Being at this rate, I keep on recognizing the subtle shifts and balance that come and occur within each phase that I keep on encountering. Thank you. And one of the things that I recognize, thank you to my ancestors who are here with me, guiding me at the highest vibrational frequency as we align to our higher selves. I ask that you continue to cleanse, purify, and clear my channel. To the Most High, I ask that I only speak to you the messages that you have brought through and allow them to be as divinely centered, guided, and needed for our highest and greatest truth. Abracadabra, make it so. I say Asheo. So I've been working with doing some soul searching, okay? Because my inner child basically prompted me to discover and answer certain questions within myself. And I'm not feeling guided to basically share the information at this time. However, I did want to, especially at the head of the week, to basically address how sometimes we are sent on soul quests that don't require us to basically schedule our primate for, I don't know why I'm wanting to say proper premises for our purpose, but being gentle in the spaces that we're being called to be patient in because of our ignorance, as we are gaining awareness and allowing our space to give grace and mercy to the places that we had not known before we did the proper searching for our proper premises on our purpose. I guess I could say it that way. Yeah, and it don't always have to be that deep. What I was basically asking before I decided to share what would be a way that we could be encouraged to basically intend for and focus this week. One of the things is showing up and being at this rate of living as you lead on your spiritual path, going towards your abundance, and learning how to live in a neutralized state in prayer, recognizing that there's always some subtle shift, storm, the idea of trouble ahead moment, either it's in the near future or it's at a destined rate for us to encounter at some point. But allowing ourselves to be in this freeing space that allow us to constantly let go as we slow down and quiet the mind in a rate to listen to our hearts while allowing ourselves to write it down and live in a space where we work with the healers that are now awakening. And sometimes that's the healer in you that's awakening. You may not know why you went through the things that you went through. When you're starting to heal the inner child, there's so many rates because a lot of the times we want to live in a space where we believe that things are basically like gone or depleted. I had this idea of feeling like because I had been tampered with, that there was a lack of quality and essence due to my perception of the experiences that I had encountered. Which allowed me to basically constantly go out of my way to give these discounted rates. And I would recognize how maybe I wasn't really properly perceiving my higher self because I didn't want to allow my higher self to lead me Confirmation. Excuse me, y'all. 505. I didn't want my higher self to leave me at the time because I felt very vulnerable in the spaces that I was being pulled to. And that's crazy. I literally heard, okay, I'm going to show it. Quiet, please. It's the card that came out. And then I opened up the deck. This one says, quiet, yes. And this one says, quiet house. So the quiet house says, solitude isn't silence. It's the sound of returning to yourself. Quiet, yes. You don't need to shout to say yes. Whispering is enough when it comes from the soul. And that's what I was basically situating myself in. It's like sometimes we ask ourselves things, and I'm trying to keep myself, because sometimes I'll say it without knowing that I'm saying it, and I said that I didn't want to say it. I wanted to keep it with me for a couple more days. I wanted to grow in the space that I'm basically perceiving, because I know that it's something deeper there meant for me personally to receive. And when I stop the channel, sometimes wanting to release it and transmute the energy, you move away from it, requiring it to be in this space that is basically tangible for other people. And I don't care. Everybody has their own way, right? However, I recognize the more that it never comes out the way that you originally channeled it. Sometimes it's better. Sometimes, we wish that we could remember it exactly how we previously perceived it, but it never comes out the same way. So receiving it for yourself fully, it just allows you to have that eternal wholeness, that when you're pouring it out, it comes from something that is full. Vanishing trail, the map stops here, the soul begins. And that's where I've been at. A lot of the times you don't recognize that the things that are falling away aren't necessarily just castaways that are lost. They're things that they're always meant to depart from you. However, 707. However, when you recognize that you're no longer at this physical conquest, rate with it, and you're going through this eternal voyage within yourself, and you recognize the books that you are now desiring to read are more akashic than they are, occult, are mystic, are entertaining. They're more personal, so you could actually gain your you are. It becomes a thing of just quiet in the spirit and allowing things to basically take flight as they see fit, not wanting to constantly create this tipping point where you have to basically allow change to cultivate or push forward whatever is moving, but you just be in flow with it. Things are being closed off as we are going through certain portals, right? They're being closed off, however, to open us up, to have room, like I said in my last slide, for something to land in the clearing. And that may not always feel good, because you may want to be at this rate to where you can't be comfortable in the empty space, so-called empty space, right? But I swear to you, the more you get centered within yourself, you are aligning to the things that you truly desire, and you're aware of this alignment because you've consciously and intentionally moved in these aspects of yourself. The more you are at this rate to where you are actually feeling the things that are actually coming in, that could create a little bit of anxiety. What is going on? All right, that could create a little bit of anxiety. However, there's a subtle piece there, because you're no longer in the remedy or the fix of the thing. You're in representation of the cure as you heal. Thank you, Spirit. So I wanted to basically give us the opportunity to live in the spaces where we recognize that we're maybe at a final door. The final roll call is what I'm hearing Spirit say, where the endings are just the new entries with different names. And really, really allowing ourselves to purge and have what we are perceiving as the fullness of the release, and not wanting to hold on to anything. You don't have to be taken down by the things that are falling away. You get to basically gracefully just release and let go, and allow the separation to occur so you can be able to stand whole within your wholeness and be well in it, because you are ready for the new space that you're being called to. Peace.